Hey guys, this is Mr. Rickard again. I hope y'all are doing well and you're staying safe and healthy. I miss you all. This is week 3 from the Rutherford County Schools Learning Guide. And this time we're going to be working on our text structure, nonfiction text structure that we've already learned about. There are 2 readings that are going to be in here this week. And there's also another reminder here to choose an assignment on iReady Reading each day too. Okay, so there's a reference sheet here with nonfiction text structure. This looks a lot like the anchor chart that I had on our wall. And this is about synthesizing, which is something that you do all the time when you're reading. And just so you know, I also have a help sheet on my webpage that's also in Spanish that shows the nonfiction text structure too. Okay, for day 1, it's pretty much just a review. It's reviewing all of the text structure. So they have all the text structures here, and then all the key words or the signal words that help you remember them. Now, we went over the keywords and we practiced those quite a bit. So the first thing they want you to do is go through all the columns, make sure you read them all, and then like if you're like me, I use these little graphics to help me remember all of the text structures, features. Now, here it's giving you some examples of text structures. So it shows chronology or chronological order, and then comparison, cause and effect, opinion and reason, and then the next one is problem and solution. So what you do is you go through each one and read it, and it gives you an example. What I might do is I think I would circle the keywords that would give me the clue that it was chronology or comparison or cause and effect. And you can do that by going back up to the signal words in the help part here, and that would help you to decide why each one is the way it is. So those are just helps for you. And then the second step is it gives you some, and it wants you to read each one. The first one, they give you an example and tell you what the problem and solution is. Then they do it again, and then you need to write down what the problem and the solution is. Remember to use 4th grade sentences with capitals and periods. That also goes on for the next page. You go through opinions and then the reason. And then cause and effect. Remember, an effect is what happened, and the cause is why it happened. So effect is what happened, and the cause is why it happened. And then chronological events, that means that they're in time order. Okay, I think there's just one more page. Yep, one more page of the same. Then on day 2, it wants you to read this article. It's called Youth Power, and it's about voting. It asks you to annotate the text. Remember that annotating is taking notes on the sides. You can underline main ideas and key details, things that you think are important. Circle vocabulary words if you do know them or you don't know them. And that's what you do when you annotate. Don't forget to read the text boxes that are here. And also on the next page it has captions. So please remember to read all of the text features when you're reading, because sometimes there's important information in them that you don't want to miss. After you read that article, you need to work on this chart. It's asking for reasons why voting is important. So that article had a bunch of reasons why voting is important. They gave you one here, and then you need to go ahead and write other reasons why the article says that voting is important. Remember to, just like this, write complete sentences with capitals and periods, subjects and predicates, okay? I would do this first, give my reasons why it's important to vote, and then put in my supporting evidence. And again, I'm going to make sure that I use complete sentences with proper punctuation, because it's getting to the end of this 4th grade year. You're going to be 5th graders next year. Okay, day 3. you're going to do the same thing basically as you did on day 2. You're going to read this article and annotate it also. Remember that annotating is taking notes, underlining key details, things that you think are important, and also circling any vocabulary words. Anything that will help you remember what you're reading. After you're done reading that article, you're also going to do the same sort of thing. You're going to write why voting is important again. So it's going to give you a bunch of reasons why voting is important. And remember to only use the reasons from this article. Don't use the ones from yesterday's article, although they may be similar. Okay, so remember to write in complete sentences. I would do this first, all the reasons why the article says it's important to vote, and then I would write in here my supporting evidence, my facts, statistics, explanations, everything why, the reasons why they say it's important. Don't forget to use complete sentences with proper punctuation again. Day 4, you're not going to be reading those big articles. You're going to just be reading these 2 passages here. And you're going to be, it says to go ahead and annotate the selections also. And then you're going to be filling out this. So it says, quote a line from the text that describes each author's point about voter turnout among young people. So you're giving the main point of each article from reading A and reading B here, and then you're going to back it up with the important information, the supporting facts. Okay? And then on that day, you're also going to be answering these questions. How was voting among the young adults changed over the year? So answer that question first. Then it asks you to put supporting evidence from both texts. So you're going to write your answer to how was the voting among the young adults changed over the year, and then you're going to put the supporting evidence. So you're going to have a total of 3 sentences here. Okay? Your next question here, and then you have another one here. And it says, what features of reading A helped you determine it? And I would use keywords and anything else that helped me determine what that text structure was. And the last question for that day is, cite a piece of evidence that the author used to argue that voter turnout among young people is increasing. So what proof does the author give you that voter turnout among young people is increasing? Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. So don't forget to use complete sentences again. And then day 5, you're going to repeat the same sort of activity. You're going to have 2 readings. You're going to answer the questions. And remember, when it's asking for features, you're looking for keywords, etc., that will help you with it. And then, I guess I have sticky fingers here today. And then you're going to cite one reason why the author gives you to increase voter turnout. So remember to use 4th grade sentences. That's all the stuff we have. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to dojo me or email me. And I hope this helps. Have a great week. Hopefully I'll get to see you soon.